Have you ever seen dark spots on the walls or furniture and wondered if they were mould or signs of water damage? Water damage usually appears as cracking, flaking, bubbling, or damp spots or stains, and though it may damage the building fabric, it can be treated and rarely raises health concerns. On the other hand, mould usually appears as dark spots, with a soft, fuzzy, slimy, velvety, or even powdery texture, depending on the material it grows from, and can produce a musty odour if left untreated. Mould growth is an exceptionally common phenomenon that many households have experienced within the home at some point. Mould is everywhere. It can grow both outside and inside our homes. Yet it is vitally important to avoid the growth of mould within our homes. In order to do so effectively, it is worth understanding just what it is we're dealing with, as there is a lot more to mould than what barely meets the eye. First, let's look at the life cycle of mould. Mould reproduces via microscopic seeds called spores. The spores will germinate in the right conditions, and if the right conditions persist, we will have vegetative growth, and finally to the production of new spores, sporulation, as the cycle continues. Now, at this point, sporulation is what most of us will be familiar with. This is where each variety of mould will display its unique and varied form at a scale observable to the human eye, across over 100,000 known species. And yes, no matter the context or materials used, we will always find them innately disturbing, thanks to our evolutionarily developed instincts. However, despite our natural aversion, mould fulfills functions that are fundamental to life on Earth. It plays an essential role in the breakdown of organic matter, supporting soil health and storing vast amounts of carbon in the process. Penicillin, the first antibiotic, was famously developed thanks to mould. And it's not just the continued survival of our species and ecosystem we have to thank mould for, there's also cheese. All manner of stinking, grotesque, and delicious concoctions are made possible thanks to the precise cultivation and development of specific species of mould, along with soy sauce, miso, and many types of cured meats. But it's not all fun and deli counters. Mould growing indoors may have severe negative effects on the property itself and its occupants' mental and physical health if not treated. So is it possible to entirely get rid of mould indoors? Mould spores are small, really small. They can be as little as 1 or 2 microns. Clearing your home completely of such an organism is not a realistic solution. As we mentioned earlier, mould spores surround us both inside and outside of the home. But for them to germinate and grow, the conditions need to be correct. The perfect conditions for mould growth indoors involve a moderate temperature, abundant nutrients, and adequate moisture, water levels. Mould thrives in environments that are not too hot or too cold, generally a similar range we like to keep our homes at. Indoor spaces provide ample food sources for mould, such as dust and building materials. Mould will survive and spread if enough moisture is present, typically at levels considered excessive indoors. Excessive moisture can originate from different sources, both external and internal. Therefore, controlling moisture levels in both the air and on surfaces is crucial to prevent mould growth. Overall, we should look for a sense of moisture balance in the home. This can be achieved by stopping water from entering the home, reducing extra moisture from activities, ensuring proper heating of spaces, and prioritizing sufficient and consistent ventilation to keep homes mould-free.